Yes, I have waken up. I have awoken. I am awake. I am awake. I am awake. Awake is a wave, you guys. I'm a wave. Yeah. My last video, I talked about Anubis. Yeah, he is the Hound of Hell. Okay. He's the Hound of Heel as well. Because I've shown you before with the heel, hell, heel. Heel, heel, heel. Right? The tongue unlocks so many words, you guys. That's why it is kind of magical when we start speaking and hearing like a babble fish. And the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The thumb is pointing to stop. Right? We've learned this before. The thumb points to the stop sign. Thumb is talking about Octomom as well. Okay, so the pit stops, right? And I talked about Anubis. He is the dog with the pit. So, yeah, and the pit is just the tip. Okay, I hope that makes sense. The tip. And a tip can be like a note, right? So, you got your pit stops for Octomom. Now, Octomom is an octopus, okay? And then one of the pit stops that we're in right now is Aquarius. And Aquarius is about the water bear. It's all about the waters. Okay, and the alignments. Okay, and the mints, the planets have been aligning in the mint, which is the firmament, right? Which is likewise seen as your mind. Okay, so Anubis, he kind of guides us in the mint, the firmament. He guides us in our minds. He reminds us of the pulpit because he's kind of also pictured sometimes as a pit bull, not only a jackal. He's also pictured sometimes as a chow dog. Guarding the underworld, and you're in the underworld. For the overworld, you got your capital letters, and then you got your lowercase, right? And we're in the lowercase when we're in the flesh, but we can access the capital. We're in the lowercase when we're in the flesh, and we can access the capital. Okay, and we do this mentally when you become the alpha in the beta world. ABBA, Abba. I've shown this before as the man upon the land, in the below, in the underworld. That's why we're in hell right now, where we heal. We become the healers. Okay, and you rise, and it's an alchemy, talking about where we're at right now physically upon the land, but also in your body. So physically in my body, I am in heaven of the mint. I've been heaved up high due to my Christ oil alchemy. Okay, or your chrism harvest. This is the Lord's Supper that's mentioned in your Bible. It's when the sun, you have your sun house that's sitting there, right? And your son, he's waiting for his bride to come into his house so he could sup with her. Okay. Yeah, he's sitting in his house, the son, waiting for his bride to come. Now, you personally have your own house in the Father's house of many mansions. I am an Aquarius. So I know where the sun like sets in my house, where it's like domain, where its domain is, where it's registered in my house, my personal house. As an Aquarius, I know this, and this is when I'm waiting for the moon to enter. Okay, and I follow the moon. I do a lot of stuff with the moon. I wait for it to come to a full moon. I wait for the new moon. I'm waiting for the waxing and the waning. I count this. 28-day cycle, 28 to 29.5 is a variable. Okay, so my story of the moon that I believe I was shown, it comes from the earth. The moon comes from the earth. The moon birthed the earth. Okay, the moon was always here, but there was a time where it was in development. It was developing. Okay, and part of this development is what brought on the floods with the waters above. Okay, and then it was developed, and the flood did change our perception of time, because time was counted differently. The earth was different when the moon was a lot smaller than it was. It was probably, I'm thinking it was like further away from the earth too, and then it came closer in. But yes, the moon was birthed from the earth. Okay, and that's why Mother Earth is also likened into the great Mother Earth. And then the sun is her, son, right? And then Saturn is her husband, and then their child, Their love child is the moon. Okay, so Earth's love child between Saturn is the moon. Okay, and now because of that, there's also another story to where Saturn is Satan, right? And the woman is the earth, right? And then Lilith is the moon. Okay, so Lilith is also connected to the moon. Now, if you know Lilith, you know Lily is part of the compass rose as well. And you've got the compass rose, and the compass rose points to true north. So the same thing with the lily. The lily helps with this. So the earth at this time was tilted at a 45-degree angle, which brought us our seasons. It changed time, and this is pertaining to the moon. 45 degrees points to the moon. Okay? Because the moon is a part of the system that we experience. Now it's helping develop our seasons here. The moon is. So 45 Fox Fire 666. Okay, and that's the Saturn cube, and it connects to the moon. So Saturn, Satan, and Lilith, they do connect, you guys. So, yeah, Foxfire. That's why, like on your browsers, you do have the Foxfire browser. This stuff that's here, it's coming from the analog system. It's coming from the firmament, the stars above, right? That are the pillars that create the grand dome. Okay, the stars are they're the pillars, you guys. So all of this that's in the above has been brought into the below, along with the languages. So there's a lot of stuff here that's here, but it didn't come from here. It came from the above. I've talked before about the basketball, the base camp, the hole-in-one with golf, all of these sports, they also come from the blueprint of the cube, because the cube is a divine template. Okay, it's also in how they were able to create the internet. So you've got your 45-degree angle with your moon for your Foxfire, and that's also gonna, if you take 45 and you put it through the mirror, you get your 54 sun. Okay, and so there's your sun system connect right there with your sun and your moon. Now, all consciousness comes from the sun, okay, but it utilizes the moons in order to pull into the water to get here, and the water is part of the portals, okay? The waters are inside the mother, and they're also inside the mailman, okay? The mailman. Okay, and then you've got your letters or your messages that come as the letters, right? And that's you. You're the messengers. You're the angels. You're the angles. So once again, these are pointing to angles. Okay, so there's a lot in the 45 because it is showing you your 54 SUN. Now, Grand Cosmic Designer, he does macrocosm and microcosm. Stories within stories within stories. This is the layer story of the onion. It's the same thing over and over and over, just a different perspective. So man lives on earth, right? And so you have earth and then you have space. Okay, so likewise, when man is upon the land, you have earth, right? And then you have space. Now, in space, they're considered to be the waters above. And then when you have man on the land, then you have the waters that man is walking upon, and this would be concerning the ocean. Okay, the ocean is for our dream space realities. That's why man dreams. It's connected to the ocean. And these fish are there to take care of the giant fish tank. They're there to take care of the giant consciousness, because we are the salts of the earth. The ocean is full of these salts. The ocean is full of these memories. There's so many memories in the ocean, and these fish, they're like the gatekeepers of all of this. They help protect and clean it. Right now, the ocean is being polluted. So we must find ways to use less plastic so our oceans can be clear. I think this is what the planets are going to help us do with the alignment, when we like really start to wake up and see, like, consciously we are the planet, and how we need to take care of this home for us and our future generations. Yeah, because the people that are accessing this, they're the ETs, right? They're coming here to help do this too. So we might as well take a start. Thought I would share this stuff. Check out my other videos, you guys, for more.